James Byrne, the son of Lynn, Massachusetts, Branch 7 President Patrick Byrne, had a good upbringing and strong family ties. He had a master's degree in computer science and made a good living in information technology. But throughout his adult life, James was hooked on heroin. James had enjoyed 7 months clean of drugs when an old friend and fellow addict called him one January day in 2014 to beg James to find him some heroin. The friend called James on his cell phone over and over, trying to plan a meeting to get the heroin, as James lay dying of an overdose on the floor of his sister's house. After making his story public, Pat, who was an Army veteran, heard from many other letter carriers about their own struggles with addiction, depression, or mental illness in their own families. Inspired by Pat's experience and his efforts to educate fellow carriers and the broader public about the need to remove the stigma of addiction, the Postal Service's Employee Assistance Program launched the Silent No More initiative. The program is designed to help postal employees and their families break through the stigma and the shame, whether by helping with suicide, mental illness, or chemical dependency, and to share personal stories. Pat, please accept our heartfelt appreciation for the work you're doing to help other people, and please accept the 2016 Special Education Award. Pat Byrne.
This isn't easy. It's not easy. It sounds like it makes sense, right? We can take a personal tragedy that families who endure this often feel stigmatized. We often take a look and say, what did we do wrong? What did I do wrong as a father? What was my shortcoming? And we tend not to share these type of stories. It's kind of natural. My son died of an accidental heroin overdose, but I have so much in common with families who've lost children through suicide, families who have children with mental illness, whether treated or untreated, and the consequences that come from that. So the two challenges, I ask that you encourage other people that you know who have problems, because we all know them, to come forward, to seek help, don't hide, tell your stories. And the second challenge is pretty simple. Today, at some point, please tell your children that you love them. Thank you.
It was truly an unforgettable homecoming.
For encouraging me and allowing me a platform.
But I was glad.
You can take a negative experience and you can help other people, and you find that that network of people who count on you will grow. And to me, that, keeps at least the legacy of my son alive to me. I work with addicts. I work with families of addicts. I work with the mentally ill. I work with the homeless population. So you can help people in very, very small ways with small acts of kindness. A lot of these problems revolve around self-esteem. So if you look somebody in the eye and wish them a good morning, if you remember their name, if you touch them on their shoulder and make them understand that they're real and that they matter, that can have an effect on people. If I can take what I learned, what I experienced, and perhaps help somebody avoid it, avoid the pain that goes with it, perhaps to keep a child alive, that would be the ultimate goal. In my life, my son battled addiction for 20 years. So during that time, the one thing that was the most difficult thing to do was to reach out to other people for help. That was tremendously difficult. The entire family of an addict suffers. You know, that's irrefutable. And we don't help those folks nearly enough. And I believe that with the Silent No More initiative that we're going right to the core of that. Silent No More seemed to be an initiative to shed light. I think our national officers became aware, or through the Magellan Group, became aware of the problem of suicide and how widespread it was and how it affected our membership. That was my initial impression of it. However, when my story was told, they expanded the scope of the initiative to include accidental overdose, substance abuse, and mental health issues. The sooner that somebody becomes engaged in Silent No More, the more positive outcome could be expected. Unfortunately, too many of us don't feel that support until we've experienced the tragedy, but it's there the whole time. We're somewhat afraid to avail ourselves of it just because we think our situation is unique and we'll muddle through this. We'll get through this, you know, it's a temporary thing. My temporary thing was 20 years. And I didn't realize how silly that sounded until retrospect. My son was a part of me. He remains so. Everything I do is, he's with me in everything I do. I love my community, I love my union, and I want to serve them. I want to try to give back some of what I received. And so this is where I found my voice. This is the subject matter that I've opted to pursue. And I see myself continuing to do it for as long as I have the energy to do so. I'm not sure I consider any of this heroic. However, I do consider it good work, and it's work that I want to do, and I want to be good at it. I want to be successful at it, and you can't do it in a closet. You have to be out there. You know, you have to put yourself out. So as difficult as it is, it's essential, and it's going to be a part of me for as long as I live. My message to all parents would be very plain and simple. Take every opportunity you can to tell your children that you love them. You don't know when you won't have that opportunity.
Good, Colleen? Okay. What?
It's great to get Hero's autograph in my own book. Because I'm going to try and contact everybody. I've got something that I want to send everybody.
Yeah, stick it.
Yeah, it's something in here. Thank you, thank you.
Spontaneous. Yeah.
No,